Alright, so hey everybody. Today I'm going to do the installation of a double din radio in a 2007 Country Coach Magna Affinity product. And then we're going to go on a ride to the stereo store. And I'm going to do you an overview of Alpine, Kenwood, and the Pioneer Halo radios, as a lot of people are calling them. So that Alpine's going to come in a 9-inch, and releasing soon it will be the 11-inch of the Alpine. And then there's the Kenwood, and they make two different models of it, and I think they're both about a 10 or an 11-inch. They have one that has navigation, one that does not have navigation. And then there's going to be Pioneer, and they've got a couple different models, a double din and a single din. We'll get it started with going into this video where we do the double din Kenwood installation here at the shop, and then we'll do another intro on the Alpine here at the shop, and then we'll go to the stereo store and show you all kinds of good knickknacks and good goss. Alright, hey everybody, good day. Thanks for watching and checking out this video I've got here. Today I'm going to be taking out this Pioneer double din radio in a 2007 Country Coach Affinity. It would be the same as 2007 Magna, and even the 2008, 2009, and 2010 all had what we call a double din. So a din is going to be half of this. A double din is going to be this. Now in this case, the gentleman wanted navigation and whatnot, so we're going to go with the double din again. Alright, so I've got the radio all pulled out of the dash. Got the headstone, as we used to call that in production. Unplugged the wiring harness off the stock radio. Got the new wiring harness here. I've actually put the OEM amp pins on the ends of the harness. So then I'll pull that apart at this clip, and then I can pull the pins out and replace them with the new ones appropriately, so we don't end up with a bunch of butt connectors between here and here. Now this radio here, got some background noise, the boys are doing a sidewall. This radio here was previously installed ISO loaded, which means by the screws that are on the sides of it, comparatively where a normal dash radio in a Country Coach would be with what we call a can. So this here is the can that usually would slide in that hole, but someone else has come in aftermarket and installed this in the ISO style, so we reused his brackets. This can here, as you can see, this is all prepped up and ready to go into a coach. We actually paint this ring before we put them in, so in case the trim ring doesn't cover it, it still gives you a nice clean look. That's a car audio guy trick that we used to do over in Bend at a shop that I worked at, and I just kind of picked that up as a trade. We used to do them in Sharpies at some shops that I worked before that, and then I just got to the point where I just pre-paint them with paint. So I'll get this all wired up and I'll kind of show you how this radio is working with it all going. Coffin in here with the radio installed in it. I just wanted to give you a quick view of the inside behind here. On a 2009 that I did a walkthrough on, I talked about how I put a subwoofer in for the dash, and that actually ended up in here. So I rerouted some of these hoses and built a woofer box to have the subwoofer in there. So I kind of wanted to give you a high insight on that. Alright, so this radio is all done, installed, and it's on. So I just kind of wanted to show you it and show you some of the ways that the Apple CarPlay works. So I have my phone plugged into it, and then I'll go through some of the functions of that and what have you. Use this light here, put some more light on the subject. On this radio, there's this home button up on the top left. When you go to it, it brings you all these options across the bottom. Then I can go to Apple CarPlay, and it actually acts just like my phone. So I can hit the Waze, which is an app that I use for navigation, and then I can pick my point of reference, or I can hit this button here and it takes me to my music, or I can hit that button there and actually go to my phone and call whoever I'd like to call. I hit this button, then that takes me back. I'm going to get rid of this light just so you can see the screen a little better. So then that takes you back to this main home screen, and then if you hit the Kenwood button, that takes you back to the regular Kenwood options. Then you can hit this button in the corner and do whatever you'd like on the Kenwood screen. So you have Sirius, or if you want to listen to the radio, or more options. It's maybe integrated into it, but I just want to kind of show you that. So all the new products that I'm going to show you today all have Apple CarPlay and they have Android Play. I hit the Apple button and then I can, like I said, change my radios, go back, go into my playlists, and go to different ones. So that's the way all that works. Let's bounce over to this Intrigue. We'll show you a single DIN Alpine Halo installed. All right, here we are in an Intrigue that we're getting ready to do a flooring job in. Someone's saying they wanted to see how much room there was with the slide rooms in. So this one's actually all masked and getting ready to have the flooring all torn out of it and get through here with not too much pain. So this particular coach, someone has installed an Alpine Halo. It has the single DIN style radio in it, and here it is. So a 9-inch Halo is going to be approximately 9 inches wide, and then the normal height for a 16:9 screen. It has all the same options that Kenwood with the navigation has, except for it's not going to have navigation. But in a lot of cases, you can actually just use your phone, like I do on, we're showing that Waze app. The Kenwood has a button on it, so you can bring the camera up and be able to have it on all the time by pressing and holding it. The Alpine, you hit this button here, and it takes you to this screen, and you just hit camera, and then that shows you your rear camera, and that'll stay up while you're going down the road and be able to make it so you can listen to the audio if you hit it. But that kind of covers that there, and then you can bring that window back up, and then you can hit the bottom here, and that takes you to all the audio adjusts for bass, treble, and good stuff like that. Looks like I'm on auxiliary. So in this case, in this coach, we've got the Sirius satellite radio. Hit this button, then it's going to give you the full screen. Of course, we're in the shop, so we don't have signal. But so that's the Alpine 9-inch Halo. We're going to go to the stereo store here after I get a little more things done on another coach, and I'm going to go over the Kenwood Halo, and we'll talk about the Pioneer Halo. All right, hey everybody, we're in the store here. So I just walked up to the counter. I just wanted to show this here. So this would be great for like bunk beds or in an overhead hanging from the bottom of it. I've done that in some Monaco products. And then we got a bunch of amps. But we kind of came here to the stereo store today to actually show you. So these are all double DINs. And then here's that Alpine Halo that was in the Intrigue earlier. And as you can see from the back, it's much easier to tell that's a single DIN. And you can see that's going to be basically that tall, where this is a double DIN. Okay, so the Alpine Halo goes in all single DIN applications, depending on the dash configuration. And I'm going to take you over here, and then this would be the Kenwood. Now this is going to be, I want to think, if I remember correctly, an 11-inch screen. I've taken it to its GPS. And then it's going to be the double DIN. I know it's a little dark back there, but that's going to be a double DIN installation there. So these are about $1,200 and $1,600 for these with the navigation. And these would be the different units. Of course, they have the CarPlay. They're going to have the Android Play, your phone, all your interfaces, your cameras, display on and off. And then it actually has a knob to be able to turn your volume up and down instead of the push button. And some people like the knob, so that's always nice. And then these are different options for like if you have a 2000 and older, you can do those up in the front overheads in different locations. All kinds of subwoofers. The old JL audio. So we'll take you back into one of the back rooms here. Show you some more stuff. Here's a nice overhead like I was talking about. You can hang that in a bunk bed, or you could hang that from an overhead. So it's a little quieter in here. You got some Phoenix Gold amps. And like I've talked about before, is putting subwoofers in behind the dash or putting them under couches. So there's your options for equipment like that. And then here's just some more double dins, many different models. As you can see, most of these have that plastic trim because they're an ISO load compared to the can load, as I expressed earlier in the video. So this property right here is what started it all for me. In 1989, I came here and my best friend's uncle was the manager of what was called Good Guys Car Audio. It wasn't related to the Good Guys Car Audio that was big and booming for a while. And he got me in the business and told me what to do. And so I went to car stereo installation school 3 years later. And then I was certified car stereo installer. And then I got my first job about a year and a half later doing car stereos after I was a detailer and an alarm installer. And then the car stereo thing went. And I worked here for the stereo store for about 5 years. I did car audio for 3 years. And then I went on to do home theater and commercial work. And then after the commercial work, I actually went on to work for the local ABC affiliate KZI in their engineering department when HDTV came out, and learned about HD and whatnot. And that's when I found myself about 10 or 12 years after working in the RV business the first time in 94. It'd be about 10 years later. From 94, then in 2005, that's when I came back to Country Coach for the second time. And that's when I learned that motorhomes had made a big progression electronics wise, and I've been doing the motorhomes pretty much, and then hobbying in the car stereo. All right, hey here. I just wanted to come over to the home audio side. I love this stuff too, and I know that a lot of the new Highline coaches have got the standing alone home audio system. And if anybody knows, that is the goods. And then you get the Marantz Slimline that we do in the bedrooms with the some more Marantz and even some tube audio. So I really love doing this video because I'm an audio guy and I love this stuff. I'm sorry about that background noise with the well, it looks like we do have that Pioneer halo. So here's the Pioneer halo at about 12, and then this other more elementary Pioneer halo, and that's going to be the double din, and then this is going to be the single din. So the more expensive one's going to be the single din. So that's the Pioneer, and then it looks like it's on demo mode. These Rockfords I really like, and those front overheads, those 6.5s, they give you a really good mid bass, and they don't have some intrusive grill, you know, like this JL Audio grill, kind of funky. These are a little cleaner, and then I've been even known to paint them in a beige or a color similar to the vinyl. So hopefully I didn't jump around too much on you. I'll try to edit this the best I can. It might have some weird stuff in it, but that was the Pioneer. So we covered double din, single dins, Pioneer, Kenwood, and the Alpine. So these radios all cost between $600 to $1,600 to $1,700, and then they take approximately 3 to 5 hours, maybe only 2 hours, but between 2 and 5 hours of installation. And so then that would be at most shop rates of $120 an hour. So you're looking at between $240 onwards, upwards to $600. So those are kind of some ideas. Thank everybody for watching these videos, subscribing, and then talking about comments. I hope you all like these technical videos, and I want to thank everybody for taking this ride with me down to the stereo store. Thanks again. Till next time. Bye-bye.